Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. This morning, like every morning, I wake up with my heart hurting. My heart hurting for the pain and suffering that my brothers and sisters endure, including myself, and being able to reflect on the pain and suffering source, where it comes from, who's directing it, and being able to see it and yet not have the ability to excite that which is required to eliminate that which causes this pain and allow the liberty of freedom and justice to flow. You know, that's an ideal. We've never been able to attain it, but at one time we believed it was proper to pursue it. In fact, as we all sit here, wherever we might be, and think about it, if we went to the memorial cemeteries, those national memorial cemeteries, wherever they might be, you take your camera, you just take your imagination, and you look out there, you can see these markers, you can see these grave markers, thousands and hundreds of thousands of them, and you can see them across the country. And as you see them, it reflects the number of men who have picked up arms and actually gone out and died, gave their lives for we, the American people, and what we believed in. And we believed that what we were doing was justified because the kinds of things that happened in China would never happen in America. The kinds of things that happens in Russia, the kinds of things that happen in North Korea, the kinds of things that happen in Germany, it would never happen in the United States of America. And the evidence of that are the lives of the millions, perhaps, that might not even be marked in a grave, that stood and actually gave their lives. But not only did they give their lives, not only did they give their lives, they took lives. They bombed Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Look what happened in Germany. Look what happened in these other places of the world where people were slaughtered and murdered and killed in Vietnam, fighting for the maintenance of a free America, and the rest of the other world, fighting for whatever they were fighting for. But I'm sure it wasn't totally, perhaps, what America was fighting for, but I would hope to some degree gave it that, but back specifically to America, that we would never have to endure. And what do we have today? Exactly that which they gave their lives that would never exist in America is here in America. Donald Trump, the MAGA movement, white supremacy, all of that is nothing but what these guys, all women, what these Americans and others gave their lives for that would never exist. And here it is. And it seems that all of the whole world is not able to stop it. I mean, we can say how evil it is. We can talk about how it despises decency. But we say that, and every day it is out there doing exactly what we're saying it's doing. So we know what it's doing. But what value is it to keep saying what it's doing? We're asking, we're begging, we're pleading for some power to come to our rescue. That's what we're really doing. We're begging for some other power to come to our rescue. We're putting our rescue in the hands of something else. Maybe someone could stand up who can really do like Donald Trump on the righteous side. Or maybe somebody can come back even bolder than Donald Trump and do something that would excite people even beyond that, that would cause people to do what is required to do. Then maybe, but we are looking. The fact that we are talking about it every day, the fact that you hear me talking about it right now, the fact that you're watching the soapbox, you're going to hear people talking, and they're angry, they're upset, but they are still doing nothing but talking. And talking up until this point, has done nothing. But look over there what they are doing every day. They've choked us even more. They've choked the people, not just of America, but the people of the world even more. That's the way evil works. Is evil that powerful that it can just move like this in the whole world with as much decency as it can muster? Can do no more to restrain it than this? My. Well, the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, to some degree, we are all a part of this. To some degree, we've been exposed to this all our lives. But I wonder, the military, in all of this craziness of the world, the military sometimes has been used to cause it to live or die. I'm wondering, having worn the same uniforms as you, those guys that's lying out in these graves who died for you as well, when someone as crazy as those that they gave their lives to protect us from, when the American people are challenged with a same persecutor as that, what would you, the military, do? Will you be able to be used as a tool to cause and aid the pain and suffering to others that so many others gave their lives that would never occur? These are the kind of challenges that we should be dealing with every day. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that yes, thinking is very important. In fact, it seems that the people in power now are in power because they are doing no thinking. And for that to be happening, we must be doing even less of the right stuff. I want to say to us, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to tell you to do, but I do know that there is one or a way that you can hear of what you must do. See, what I must do isn't necessarily what you must do. What I would honor personally for myself and you is that you listen to that power, that you listen to that power and respond as you respond. I think I'm going to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen, because today you're being robbed even more. And the only thing that I have aided in this morning, this day, is to make these statements and hope that I might remind us that yes, sometimes it can be frightening individually, but many times that is what is absolutely required to cause any action. You know, the first part. Yet at the same time, there is power in numbers. And you would really think that as much of America that is upset with what's happening in America, as much of it that exists, you would think that they would be much more obviously disdained with what's going on, and not just in feeling, but in their action. Yeah, you know, like I said, these other guys are going in every day. They're making movement while the opposition is talking. Making movement while the opposition is talking. It's going to take some action. What? I don't know.